Alright guys, so this was another comic book adaptation that was voted on by you guys over on Patreon, and as always, if you'd like to be part of Patreon and be part of all the stuff that goes on there, just head on over, hit the link below, and if you hit the 4th tier, you can send me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. Anyway, so this one was another one that won, and this one won by a landslide, although to be fair, I kind of figured that this one would win by a landslide, and that is Secret Invasion. And this won about 50% of the votes, beating out Dark Knight's Metal, Identity Crisis, Monsters Unleashed, Fear State, and Contest of Champions. So, let's get into it with this comic book, with this cartoon adaptation of Secret Invasion. So, this story more or less begins with Kim Possible getting a call from Dr. Director. Like, she gets a direct call from Dr. Director on a private channel. Like, she basically goes, look, you need to come with me. I need to call you. You're the only one I think I can trust right now. Can't talk. We can't really talk on this channel, but you need to contact me ASAP. Like, there is some shit seriously going down, and I need your help. Please meet me at these coordinates. You need to be here, like, ASAP. That's the thing. Like, you need to be here, like yesterday, my dude. Get your ass over here. So, Kim, confused by all this, goes to the coordinates alone to meet with Dr. Director. And Dr. Director basically says, look, I've come across some information that GJN and probably some other groups like G.I. Joe and other group and Whoop and all these other ones have been infiltrated. I don't know by who, but I know that there's been a massive infiltration. And Kim's like, is it by Cobra or Millennium? Who did do you have any idea as to who it could be? And she and Dr. Director goes, I think I have an idea of who it could be, of who's infiltrating us, but it's a long shot as to who it could be, because even I don't believe who it is. And Kim's like, who do you think it is? And she goes, the Simians. And she's like, the Simians? And Kim's like, the Simians? Really? Now, if you know your lore, then you know that the Simians are, in fact, the alien race that Godzilla did battle with in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla and Terror of Mechagodzilla, the end of the Showa era. So in this continuity, Godzilla's battles with the Simians did happen. They did occur, and it was believed that the Simians all were killed during Godzilla's last battle with them, battle with Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla in 1975. So it was always believed that Godzilla killed what was left of them, and their planet fell into the black hole. So it was always believed that. But the real truth of it is that the Simians have been out in the remnants of the Simians have been more or less on a fleet of ships that have been containing the last of their kind. They've all kind of like the Quarians from a Mass Effect, where the last of their kind is all just kind of chilling on this one fleet, and they've been building to this revenge. And now they're more or less switching out with character. They're basically infiltrating parts of government and secret organizations, defense organizations, and even some superheroes might be replaced. And Kim's like, did you tell anyone else? Is it just me? Why did you tell me? And she's like, and Dr. Director's like, you're the only one I could trust. Do not trust anybody. Don't trust anybody with this information. We don't know who could be a Simian and who not, and who couldn't be. And Kim goes, you're totally right. Thanks for letting us know who does and who doesn't know. And it turns out Kim's already been replaced by a Simian, and Dr. Director has to fight the Simian and escape. So yeah, several heroes have already the hero community's already been infiltrated, as Dr. Director already feared. And now she's like, I don't know who out there I can really trust. I don't know who among all these people I could trust and I'm now like, holy shit, this shit just got real, and now I'm freaking out. So yeah, Dr. Director does try to she does get some help from some members who she knows aren't simians, and she more or less gets in touch with, sends a private message to heroes that she hopes aren't switched, aren't taken, aren't switched by the simians. And yeah, it's also that Dr. Director also makes this very disturbing discovery that one of the things that the simians are doing with all of this government, all these government they're doing backlog with government stuff, and with the organizations that they're constructing something, they're putting a lot of allocation to and weapons designs to constructing something massive, they're trying to construct something bigger. So yeah, it turns out several heroes and even some villains have been switched out. A lot of heroes and villains have been, switched out from other characters. Danny has been switched. Stan's been switched. You have the other scary thing too is that Dr. Director believes that maybe because they're inorganic, that the Autobots were not switched. Maybe the Autobots weren't taken over as well. But it turns out that that one of the things the simians have been working on is reallocating biotechnology and making it into synthetic skin that they could make into metal. So there are Autobots that have been turned into, there are now these new super simians, these cyber simians who can take on the forms of Autobots and Decepticons, and that's terrifying. Now, as to who helps her, she does get an ally to figure out who can see who's a simian and who's not, and that's in the form of Rom. And Rom arrived because he was the one who actually first warned, he tried to send a message to Earth saying, hey, they're not dire rays, but someone, there's an alien race out there that could be, infiltrating your world. I'm on my way now, just be prepared. But Dr. Director never got that message because it turns out the simians, a simian posing as Will, her right-hand man, deleted that, tried to get rid of that message, and it took a while for Dr. Director to find it, and eventually she did find, Rom did find her, so the two are trying to find other heroes that are still unswitched. And the other thing is, where are they taking all the characters they switch out, all the heroes that they are, posing as, impersonating? And Rom's well, they can't, simians, believe it or not, do need the genetic makeup of their source. To do something like this, they would need to keep the original person they're impersonating alive in order to hold that form together and retain all those memories. Because they've basically tried to evolve themselves too fast to be these kind of level of shapeshifters and splicing with dire ray DNA. So they basically need these hosts alive so they can tap into the memories of, and also perfectly impersonate these people. So they find there's a ship that's been cloaked in Earth's atmosphere, and they go to take it back. And meanwhile on Earth, the heroes that aren't switched, that aren't being impersonated, are more or less trying to figure out who also is among, who's impersonated and who's not, while other teams like G.I. Joe and even Whoop are trying to figure out who can we trust. And it's revealed of what was being built by the simians in secret, and it's an army of Generation 1 Mecha Godzillas. It's Showa era Mecha Godzillas that they've been building and are ready to unleash with the battle fleet and unleash it on Earth and make it a full on, and make it a no longer secret invasion. But however, Dr. Director and Rom managed to find not only that it's the ship housing them, it's also the control ship. So the two of them managed to destroy it, and now with unable to hold their impersonations, the simians are exposed, and their fleet's now in disarray, and now it's ass-kicking time. And boy, do they get their asses kicked thoroughly. So, there you go, guys. That is the story. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this version of Secret Invasion? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you haven't already, hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon, where if you hit just the first tier, you can be a part of the polls and whatnot to be a part of and help do stuff here on YouTube. And if you hit the 4th tier, you can do all of that, plus send me requests for videos to do here on YouTube as well. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.